What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. This is Arnold Prints, a brand new channel. What is this channel about? You're probably asking, why the intro? Why, no major story right now? Well, the story is on us. We want to share with you where we're coming from and why we have content that actually may benefit you. So, my name's Kevin. I'll be running the channel. You'll see me in a lot of videos doing reviews, contests. We'll do a lot of giveaways as well too. We do own a full embroidery shop, screen printing shop, so we will have some content to give you guys, as well as giveaways, different hats and swag and merch as we call it, I guess. Check the links down below. We'll periodically have, giveaways and discounts, as well as reviews of products, okay? A lot of you are asking, how to get started in a print shop business. Well, we got started in 2013. The way we started was actually, we had a friend who bought 500 t-shirts and he was printing for a local hospital. He wanted a basic print, right? He wanted just ER on the front and emergency down the sleeve. Pretty simple, you would think. Well, the problem was he went to a local printer and that local printer apparently flaked out, disappeared. He might have actually went out of business. And we think one of the reasons why he might have went out of business after being in the business currently is that there's a chase always to go down to zero. Everybody is fighting to be at $0 or no profit. We want to make sure that you are profitable in 2019 and onward and skyrocket just like we did. We have different online sites, we have a physical site as well, and we want you to be successful. So by sharing this story, it'll help you do so. What ended up happening is, my buddy came to me and said, help me out with this project. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck with these shirts. They won't take them back. I said, all right, give me a little bit. I'll try to figure it out. Now I remembered he said they were going to be screen printed, so obviously that was my first thing. Did a little YouTubing. Screen printing was a little bit more difficult than I was thinking. And I found this thing which was called heat transfer vinyl, which is super popular now. Very popular, especially in the stay-at-home mom stage. Huge. Hi, Mom. So very big in that company right now. And this is also goes into our Chasing Zero, which we'll describe later. So we end up buying a silhouette cameo, which at the time it was about $300 and was the top of its game. Right now I think Cricut is just going nuts, absolutely crazy, and they're taking over the market share. So, silhouette cameo is what we had. We got this thing, it had 12 inches basically to deal with, 12 by 12, 1 cubic foot. So we got this thing, it came with signed vinyl, which I believe was Oracle, and it came with some basic vinyl, which I think was their in-house brand. Have no idea what it was. And basically what you would do is you would stick this sheet onto a carrier sheet and you would feed it in the machine, and just basic software would trace around what we call SVGs, or a vectorized file. It would trace the outline and the borders of it. So what we did with this is we took his design, which was his basic font, nothing crazy, right? So we took this design and we put it in there and we cut it and tried it on a shirt, and we're gonna do a couple wash tests that day. So we said, hey, let's do a wash test or so, see how this thing's gonna hold up before we go nuts with it and invest in more vinyl. Well, the funny thing is I actually came up with my own brand at the same time, which I made this design. It had ER and then a little QRS, which is a EKG rhythm, basically, your heart rhythm, and life at the end. So this was right around like when Salt Life was going on. We kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit, and I made this shirt, and wore it around and stuff. Well, the thing was, these test shirts we had apparently was not the heat transfer vinyl, which is made for t-shirts. We had no idea. So we actually took vinyl that's made for like windows and for cars, and we actually put it on a t-shirt. Heat pressed it with this little Gecko heat press we bought off of Amazon. The funniest thing is people love the shirts. I wore that ER Life shirt, the prototype, with a QRS that wasn't even a QRS. It was just crazy. I was like a brand new nurse coming up with this, and they loved it, and I actually sold shirts. But the funny thing was, I came home, washed that shirt with the other shirts we're doing for the emergency room, and the vinyl came right off, left residue, and we found out later that it turned out it was actually signed vinyl. Huge first mistake. If we would have did them 500 shirts with this vinyl, we would have been just annihilated and out of a lot of money. Who knows, maybe got sued or something crazy. or fired from his job. You know, my friend could have lost his job for this. Crazy stuff, right? So we got this done and we figured it out. Said, okay, there's heat transfer vinyl and there's different types of it, thick, thin, this and that. So we ended up buying a roll of this heat transfer vinyl. We cut it, put it on a shirt. Was absolutely amazing, very opaque. That's one of the biggest things about the heat transfer vinyl that people like. Super opaque, smooth as well too. You can get glossy finishes and matte finishes. This one I think we had was a semi-gloss, but it was cool though, so it worked. So we did the 500 shirts, we knocked them out. I made a little bit of cash. I got a new sort of side business. And then at that time, my buddy was like, hey, you know what? We're into working out. Let's try to make this like something real, like a full-time gig where we're making workout apparel. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So we came up with another company name, started printing some of that stuff out. I bought this Epson 1430 printer, and I was basically printing off like transfer sheets that the Silhouette Cameo would actually cut. So we had, you know, full color with basically a white bleed around it. So basically a bleed around the design was like a white thin border, right? So looked okay. You know, for our design, it was good as a basic vector. And we started making this gym apparel, tank tops, t-shirts, you know, doing all this stuff. So we started selling it, made a few sales, didn't really go too far. But then what we found out is going into the hospital, we actually had a niche for those ER Life shirts that I started making. I went to the hospital with the legit one that I made with the heat transfer vinyl, vibrant green. I still have it today. It's a blue basic Gildan 50/50 shirt with a neon green ER Life across the chest, emergency down the sleeve. I wore that thing into work, and whoo boy, I tell you what, I sold more t-shirts than I was making as a brand new nurse. It was insane. I would go into work and literally my orders would surpass my paid hourly rate as a new nurse, which was awesome. I was getting all kinds of orders. People want neon green, they want, you know, white, they want pink, then they want a black shirt with the same thing. I mean, they'd buy like 4 shirts a piece, and then I said, hey, you know what? Let's run a sale on this thing. So I would do like buy one get one half off, you know, buy two, you know, whatever. You know, I just came up with a little scheme. I made a little sign-up sheet, started collecting money, and I was like, dang, dude, this is gonna make some bread. So after that, I went to town with this thing. I started cutting. You know, then I ended up finding different t-shirt, you know, sort of wholesaler sites, and went with those and got better prices, started learning about the textiles, what was a good shirt, what wasn't. You know, we look at the Gildan shirts now, and I go, oh my God, I was printing on, you know, cardboard, you know, rough sacks or something. I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, the stuff that, you know, I've learned over this whole past is insane. You know, so we end up growing the business and learning. And then by growing it, we also saw that those 500 t-shirts that we did in vinyl was absolutely crazy. Like, we were appealing like crazy. I mean, you gotta literally like weed all the little pieces out of these things. It's nuts. So it's not a job. 500 shirts is not a job for Silhouette Cameo. For a Cricut cut, it just isn't. Screen printing is 100% what you would do on that job. 100%. Okay, so we bought a 1 platen, okay, so it's got 1 board where you can actually print the shirt on, and then we bought it had 4 color carousel on it. So it spins around and you can change different colors if you have more than 1 color for the design, which we did like 1 or 2 colors max. I mean, we barely knew what we were doing. We bought the emulsion, we bought the screens. We started getting going with this machine and bought a little flash cure press. What we did with that, you just basically just take this thing and put it right over the top. You get your platen underneath, just let it sit, and basically it would cure this shirt in like, you know, 30 seconds or a minute when it fully heated up. Totally inefficient way of doing it, but we made money, you know. So we ended up printing another set of shirts of just, we went kind of simple, navy, because that's what most of the nursing colors were, with a white print on there. And you know, just started printing shirts. I did shirts for people out in Texas. I did shirts for all over South Florida. And I was doing this stuff in a 4-bedroom house, you know, 2-bath. That was just me and my fiance at the time, living in here with this little screen print machine. And now what's now my daughter's room was actually the screen print room. So we're making money, you know, got our first big job where we printed, it was like $12,000 job in 1 month just off of screen printing. And I mean, we stayed up all New Year's Eve that year, just printing. We actually bought a conveyor dryer after that, and then just totally went nuts, upgraded the whole shop. I mean, sky was the limit, guys. So the moral of the story is you can build a business from nothing. We built this off of an idea to fix a problem, and then it turned out to be somewhat a hobby, then getting trademarks for different company names, starting websites. I mean, that's where we're at, guys. Right now is the digital age. Everybody's on the web. You're on YouTube. If you're on this channel, I hope you're trying to get some information of how you can make a business, better your business, or even if you're in the print business, we're going to be showing different techniques on how to improve things, new products, hopefully enrich your overall print experience. Take it from me, guys, it's not easy. Like I said, I worked 3 to 4 days, and every day I came home, I was working late at night, working my butt off, but you do what you have to do to grow your company. And if you want it bad enough, guys, you know what? Down the road, you may find out that you may have to rely on this company or have a second income. God forbid something bad happens in your life and you need this. You don't want to rely on the one person that you thought had your back, and maybe they do and maybe they don't, but they're not paying your bills or they let you go. Look at, even these major car companies right now, laying people off. They go home to what? You have either unemployment or you have your side hustle. I always say have a side hustle so you have a second stream of income to maybe pay for your vacations, to have fun, or even grow it into something big. Like I said, right now we've grown this business from, making, I think we made who knows, maybe $10,000 the first year, just kind of playing around and learning it. I mean, up to, $100,000. And now it's going to ramp up even more, and that's where we're at. Now we're starting the YouTube journey to help educate you guys, to give back what I learned on YouTube. I learned all this stuff on YouTube, guys. You can do it. All you have to do is work hard, and it can be done. I have everything from manual presses. I've had DTG machines. I've had numerous embroidery machines. Don't even get me started on those. I could tell you horror stories, and I will tell you horror stories so you don't make the same mistakes. And I have automatic screen print presses. We have all kinds of stuff. Sublimation. We have the OKI white transfer printer, large vinyl cutter. We have all kinds of stuff. Even sewing machines, for doing little things like putting hang tags on. I mean, we've done all kinds of stuff, guys. So stick with us. We're super excited to have you here at the channel. Again, my name's Kevin. This is the Arnold Prints channel. Make sure to hit the button down below, hit subscribe, and there's also a little bell too. That little guy, in case you don't know what the bell is, the bell actually turns on notifications. So when we do post these new videos, we're going to try to post weekly if we can. It'll let you know, so you can actually put how you want to get the notifications, via phone, text, email, or even just on your YouTube app, and customize it. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video and you're excited for new content, and please feel free, give us any comments or questions down in the comment section below. We'd be glad to answer them, as well as see what you guys want to see for content. Our next video is coming up. We plan on doing a little mini series on sort of home-based businesses. We're going to focus a lot on small business and try to find ways to help you grow a small business into a big business. And once you get to be a big business, how to run things from there as well too. So we're going to visit some local shops in our area. Some are at home garages, home hustles. Some are back of other businesses, and then there's actually legit big storefronts that we're going to visit and film there. Ask some questions that you guys may have too, and see what their struggles are and what they've learned. Because if there's one thing in life that you can learn, you don't know everything, and you have to struggle and fight to learn everything you possibly can, and take any knowledge that can be given to heart, and stay motivated, guys. Stay with us. We're going to motivate you. We're going to grow your wallets. You're going to grow that company. You're going to get away from that little cutter, and you're going to start making some cash, guys. That's it for me. This is Kevin again with Arnold Prints. Till the next one.